In this video, I'm going to explain how I came to realize that female beauty is very subjective to each man, and that even the most beautiful women out there are not considered as beautiful by all men. Why is that important to understand? Well, because many young women doubt their beauty and become self-conscious after being rejected by a few men, sometimes even just one man, and they think that this man's opinion of their beauty is a reflection of all men out there of similar demographics, aka age, background, social status. Let me share with you my experience and how I came to realize that this is not true. I am what you would consider an above average beauty, but nothing special. Without makeup, I am a 6, and maybe with makeup, I am a 7.5, 8. But I have something special. I come from an ethnically mixed background, which means that my beauty is atypical. Growing up until my teens, I received positive feedback about my beauty, so I kind of built my expectations based on that positive feedback. But when I went to uni, I got exposed to very new and diverse demographics, and the feedback started to become mixed. I started getting some negative feedback about my physique, but at the time I simply ignored it because it conflicted with my belief that I was a decent looking girl. Then I moved cities for my first job, and the feedback started to become really negative, and I genuinely started to question if I really was a 6 and a 7, 8 on a good day. What I did not realize was that the negative feedback was heavily skewed toward a specific demographic of men for whom I was not the type. Ironically, these were the men that I was interested in, which resulted in the worst combination for me. All I could see was that men I was not interested in, and I kind of generalized it to all men, found me not attractive, therefore I was not attractive. And by the way, quick break here, I'm going to start my Patreon where I will post exclusive videos on my personal story and the lessons learned, which I cannot share publicly. So for just $5 a month, you can learn from my mistakes with real life examples so that you can avoid making them in your own life. The link will be in the description below. Back to the video. So it definitely had an impact on my self-esteem for a period of time, and this is when I started lowering my standards, hoping that one of these men would validate me and want to be with me. And let me tell you, that's not the way to go, because the more you lower your standards, the more you push man further away from you. Then I had a light bulb moment. Something inside of me knew that it did not make sense, that something was wrong, and something inside of me wanted to hold on to the idea that I was actually a pretty girl because other men in the past thought so. And that something inside of me saved my life, really. I woke up one day and I was tired of having low self-esteem and thinking of myself as physically inadequate, and I decided to simply but radically dismiss all these negative thoughts that I had about myself and fill myself with rather positive thoughts. I basically reprogrammed my core beliefs through positive affirmations without knowing that this is what I was doing, and it worked. And that's when other men started to show interest in me, and these men were genuinely attracted to me. They found my atypical physique unusually fascinating and beautiful. And there wasn't just one or two men, there were many of them. The moral of the story is that if you think of yourself as ugly or unattractive or inadequate, if you don't get a good feedback from men, you're most likely not ugly, but you're just not in front of the right audience and you're not dealing with the right men for you. And I don't know who needs to hear this, and I genuinely wish my mom would have told me this, but you are not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. Winner's mindset is to accept that and take what you were given, what you were born with, and make the most of it. Work on being the best version of yourself and attract the kind of men who are naturally attracted to you. Don't try to convert unconverted. Don't try to convince anyone of your value. Don't try to change people's minds. Work on always looking your best and go where you are celebrated. Thanks for watching.